What is up, gamers? It's your boy. I am making a video discussing everything that I enjoyed about Leagues 5 Raging Echoes. I made a follow-up video for how I felt about Leagues 4, and I really enjoyed it. But I've definitely learned a lot more in the year since Leagues 4. And with that info, I've definitely been able to kind of push myself for some crazier attempts, crazier content that I definitely would not have been able to achieve like last year. First and foremost, the first thing, if you're a real true gamer, you would notice by the hood, but I actually maxed this league. Yeah, I hit 2277. That was not something I really expected to do or anticipated doing. But yeah, I maxed. In fact, I actually went pretty hard when it came to total XP. 1.15 billion total XP. Hit 200 mil range, maxed out range. Almost 175, 176 mil. HP. There were a lot of XP milestone tasks. So hit 50 mil on my combats, 50 mil there, a couple others. 50 mil fishing, 100 mil thieving. Actually, thieving was I think my first 99, if I'm not mistaken. Just going over here, checking all these. Quite a bit of XP, quite a bit of post-max XP. Here we are with the total points and the total tasks. I did hit Dragon Cup this year. Compared to last year, I hit Rune Cup. And honestly, Rune Cup was my goal this year too. But when I hit 45k for Rune Cup, that was about 2.5 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And I just kept playing, kept enjoying myself. And as I slowly hit about 51,000 points, I was like, yeah, I might actually be able to hit Dragon Cup. And, I've got, there's 8 days left in the league. It ends next Wednesday. And I hit Dragon Cup tonight. So, just wanted to kind of make a video and talk about it. So, like I said, maxed 1.15 bill. Just a lot of combat tasks. Honestly, I might actually have more collection logs here than I did on my than I do on my main. But to start off, we'll do areas. So Michelin, Karamja, obviously. But I did Karend, Wildy, and Mauritania. Last year I did Wildy, Kandarin, and Desert, if I remember correctly. But this year, yeah, Wildy, Karend, Mauritania, and I had a blast with these locations, especially because of the Echo bosses for this year. The Echo bosses for each area. So Karend had the Echo Hespori, Wildy had Echo KVD, Mauritania had Echo Grotesque Guardians, and those were awesome boss fights. I had a really good time learning the mechanics and figuring out how to tackle those bosses compared to their normal variants. When it came to, fuck it, I collected masteries on accident. I went full range with 4 on melee. That was kind of the move. I was either going to do. I knew range was going to be my go-to when it came to masteries, but I was curious if I wanted to do 2 and 2, 3 and 1, or vice versa. But honestly, the magic ones really didn't do it for me until like 5. That would have been the best. That would have been the best one if you ask me. So 6 on range, 4 on melee, and I went 1 to 6, 7 to 10. Masteries, as you know. So I did get an Inferno KC. That was probably the craziest thing I've done in my RuneScape career. I don't know how people get an Inferno KC in the main game. I'll be 100% honest. I am dog shit at this game. And that was, I think it was attempt number 4 or 5. And that's all passives and shit, so that's not worth it. Relics, I did Animal Wrangler. This is what got me 50 mil woodcutter, no, fuck, 50 mil fishing, yikes. All that kind of stuff. I think I wound up with like a total of like 80k Karamblons. That was my AFK task, because straight to the bank. Occasionally it would get cooked, that kind of thing. I don't think I actually cooked a single piece of fish this entire league. Then I went Friendly Forager. That was the one that gave you the, or you know what, actually I think I went Dodgy Deals. Dodgy Deals lets you pickpocket in a 11 by 11 square, 100% success rate, auto re-pickpocket, similar to last year's. I can't remember what it was actually called. Clue Compass definitely was the most busted out of these three. Fairy Flight, it's alright. Bank Highs tell you every bank. Clue Compass gave you essentially both of those things, and then some. Here, Golden God, I picked Reloaded for the Friendly Forager. Friendly Forager is what gave you that herb pouch for your other skilling or like gathering skills. So this really helped me out getting 99 herb lore, all that kind of stuff. Fishing was my favorite herb lore training in this league, so that was pretty funny. Honestly, Golden God would have been cool too, but with the areas that I picked, I didn't think I would have an issue with prayer or getting money. And Equilibrium just, yeah, it would have been helpful for a casual player like myself, but at the same time, I made it work out. Tier 5, I picked Slayer Master. That one ended up being like such a huge help when it came to Wildy and Karend. Essentially, I was always on task. Well, that's what the relic does, obviously, but I was always on task with getting Alaran's keys and getting Brimstone keys, so I think I had about 200 KC each chest, so that gave me just oodles and oodles of resources, and that helped me out with eventually maxing the account. Production Master would have been nice, but at the same time, I was able to, especially when it came to like smithing and other skills that were taking a long time, I was able to AFK very heavily, and that's what, you know, helped me out. Treasure Arbiter, that's fun. I did the Clue Compass was great, but I did the actual Clue relic last year, and it was a lot of fun, don't get me wrong, but I just, you know, I got plenty of clues done this league still. Banker's Note, Total Recall, just Banker's Note. I picked that last league too. Banker's Note is just so busted. I mean, Total Recall would have its niche uses, if you ask me, but just for the content that I wanted to try, Banker's Note was the way to go. Pocket Kingdom, Grimoire, Overgrown. I picked Overgrown for the free farming XP. Got me to 82 mil. And I have like an asinine amount of seeds still in my seed box, whatever you call that. The Leprechaun Vault, sorry. Pocket Kingdom, I didn't really feel a need to get because I was able to get enough resources with the Laurent's keys and the Brimstone keys. Grimoire, I didn't really need it because I picked Karend, so I was able to get the Augury and Rigor. So Overgrown was just free farming XP, essentially. Tier 8, last year I picked Guardian, but this year I picked Last Stand. Last Stand ended up being super OP this league. Yep, if you were to die, stand at 1 HP, boost his stats to max, max boosted stats, and just that is what saved me through the Inferno. That is what saved me through a handful of other things that I got into this league. A lot of other bosses that I really like kind of pushed myself to do and learn almost exclusively because of Last Stand. So those are my relics. Tasks 833, which is insane. Last league I got 666 tasks, and that put me at, I think, just a scotch over 42k. I think that's what Rune Cup was last year, if I'm not mistaken. So let's look at the summary here. Account age, probably gonna get hacked. Oh well. I think that's a combination between last year and this year's like total playtime. Yeah, Karan, Mauritania, Wildy. Here's all the relics, Comet Masteries, max level, high skill range, 200 mil. The highest hit in a P 154. 117 deaths. That's kind of crazy. 113 echo bosses. Oh, I didn't even think I got a PK, but oh well. Special attacks, clues. I'm going to 88 mil coins. Highest value item worn, 1.618 mil. That might be a little foreshadowing. Oops. Yeah, these are some funny stats. I don't think I'd ever looked at these. So yeah, that's that. Click through everything again. Yep, rocking the max cape for the swag. Yep, there's the Rigor and Augury. Flash the friends list on accident. Oops. But yeah, let's go. Let's tally to a bank real quick. I know this league, it was definitely Shiloh Village was definitely the spot. As you can see. But truth be told, my favorite little spot, my little hideaway, was the Host City's Charcoal Burners. This was my fun little spot. This song actually drove me fucking nuts, so I'm turning that back off. But we'll flash the bank real quick. We'll go through the bank. But yeah, here it is, 4.809 bill. So you can kind of think about what ended up coming out of that. This league, I did a lot of TOB. I did a lot of Chambers of Xeric. And they did a really cool thing this league where instead of the mega rare specifically from that raid, you would get a voucher and you could turn it in for any of the 3 mega rares. Again, you can kind of do some foreshadowing based on the bank value. But I'll just go through everything real quick. 60 mil cash stack, max cape, the relic items, the echo orbs. This league, I went crazy on pets. Cat, obvious. But I got the thieving pet. I actually ended up getting, I think, 3 of the fishing pet. I got the Sarachnis pet, I think at like 50 KC. Got the rune crafting pet. I got the sanguine dust for Tob, but I never got the pet. Yeah, maybe I could grind it for the next week, but honestly, I'm kind of fried after grinding as much as I have. Gonna take a week off and just slowly watch my 4.8 bill bank disappear. Got the Venonanus pet, as well as the Venom sack for Araxor. Some tellies. Got the Skeleton Champion scroll. I think that was either from a skeleton in Barrows Underground or from the Hellhound at Calvarion. I can't remember. Went all the way up to the Hard Achievement Diaries. Got all of the Elite Diary tasks for the areas that were available to me. Runes, Pirate's Hook was like a 400 point task, so easy peasy. And instead we're just gonna click through here. So here's the big money tab. Yep, Alchemical Hydra Slayer helmet because swag. I've got the Sanguine Scythe. the Tebow, the Holy Sanguine SD staff. I think I ended up getting like 5 or 6 Sang staffs, but in true League fashion, I offered, I think, the stack of my normal Sangs to the table in Edgeville. I needed to pray to the RNG gods to get some good drops, so I offered those 5 or 6 Sangs up to the Edgeville table gods. Infernal Max Cape, Imbued Sarah Max Cape, Amulet of Rancor, that's the new Biss melee amulet. Double Ferocious Gloves. My last 2 grinds were Araxor and Alchemical Hydra, and I had a blast doing both of those bosses. And I was actually expecting to end on exactly 60k points, but I got lucky with the last two pieces to the halberd, and that's what got me to the 6200. Double Ferocious Gloves, like I said. I didn't get a Dragon Hunter Lance, and I'm kind of bummed about that, but 2-tick Twisted Bow, I was able to just shred anything, and I'm not necessarily upset about that. Did some Tormented Demons. Honestly, they were pretty boring. Rapier, Holy Rapier Kit. The Wieldy, Echo Weapons were so awesome, actually. The Dragon Bone Crusher Necklace. I didn't realize this until today, actually. I'd gotten a couple dupes of this, and when you go to pick it up, it just like disappears because you already have one. So I thought that was curious. That became my strongest, quote unquote, strongest amulet after a minute. So I'll explain that here in another second. Gloves of the Damned, basically Barrow's gloves but better. I ended up getting a Saturated Heart, which is pretty sick. Book of the Dead. I was always on the Arceus spellbook. So I was basically just like calling thralls all the time. Dragon Hunter Crossbow, super good. That was like kind of my favorite. No, not my favorite. That was kind of my best range weapon until I got the Tebow. Shitload of bolts, 2200 dragon arrows, just basically constantly spraying these. Same thing with dragon darts. I just had, at this point, like when I would gotten to the point where I was using these consistently, I was just like, I had too many. I was just constantly using them. Amulet of Fury, I turned that into a Blood Fury, and I put, I think, 20,000 or 30,000 charges into it, and I ran out maybe 2 weeks ago. So I ended up just going to the Bone Crusher. I'll pull up the collection log here in a minute, but I think I had pulled like maybe 12 or 15 blood shards, and I put the rest of them into Death's Coffer. So once I ran out of charges, started rocking the Bone Crusher and just went with it. Warhammer, Full Justiciar in excess. That was actually my best melee and range gear. Just tankier than a motherfucker, man. Bulwark with the last league, with the fourth league ornament kit on there. It just looks so damn cool. The Tiz Kalzuk Din's Bulwark is so sick. Dragon Claws. I ended up with 2 Void Wakers, so that was pretty cool. 4 of the Urania boots from Araxor, or the baby Araxors. 3 Brimstone Rings. Just a mess of Dagon High this league. I think last league I only got the full set, but this league I just had buku Dagon High. Ancestral Hat. That itself was like, getting the hat was a task. Putting a kit on it was another task. Mystic Robe Top, I got 3 of the top instead of any of the other pieces. So that was kind of funny. Guardian boots. Those were my best in slot boots for a while until I got the Arania boots. That was pretty awesome. Got all the Wildy weapons, and they're upgraded. The Webweaver bow really ended up being the last one that I got, and that kind of sucked. But at the same time, whatever. Noxious Halley, that was the last thing I got. The last task I had done was building that. That's pretty cool. A whole bunch of other resourcey type shit. A ton, I got a spine from fucking Sire, Buckler, those things. A ton of kits. Just an unnecessary amount. 16 defenders, 16 of Vernix, which is just gross. Yeah, they're cool in main game, but the Thousand Dragon War just was disgusting for attack and defense bonuses. So, a bunch of extras for the Rev weapon upgrades. Each pieces of Noxious Halley and Brimstone Ring. Fishing tab, like I said, I think I'd eaten probably, I don't know, it would show it on the stats if I went back, but yeah, I probably had a good 80,000 Karam ones total. And just miscellaneous other things. And all of these were from Brimstone and Laurent's chests. Here's the herb lore. Herb lore tab, just a ridiculous amounts of herbs here. And honestly, herb lore just became such a chore training. I absolutely could have gone to 25 or maybe even 35 mil XP if I tried, but cleaning them myself, making the unfinished potions myself was just exhausting, even with the save. And then the fact that you still had to have 14 and 14 of the potion in the secondary, because if you didn't, it would only make that amount that you have the secondary of. So that was a little annoying. But yeah, just ridiculous amount of potions. The Leprechaun Vault, there's just all of this stuff. Ridiculous amount of just miscellaneous stuff. Honestly, the 15 mil. Honestly, the amount of there was a task to do 50 farming contracts, and honestly, that was just miserable. But free seeds, so that's cool. Mining, crafting, wood cutting, kind of ended up with 22 dragon pickaxes, which is nuts. And then shout out gold. That's what got me my 99 smithing. I just would sit at Edgeville and just hang out. Some random tellies, some random, like I said, wood cutting and other nonsense. This ended up becoming kind of the catch-all for clues related things. After I green logged beginner clues, I just started stacking them. Golden Apron's pretty tight. Did some Winter Todd. I did not end up getting the full set, which kind of sucked. And then I ended up actually pitching most of the things that I'd gotten until about halfway through the league. I decided to save them up again. This became the loot tab, more or less. And, just tons of Revenant Ether, tons of uncharged bracelets, charged, Avarice, Tellies, and extra Vigoras. Yeah, this is where my keys would be. The Voidwaker pieces. I got 2 Bryophytus Essence, so I got staff and an extra one. These were all the herbs that I didn't give a shit about. Alks and other bullshit. There's all the Barrows. Barrows I went at. I'll pull up the clogs after this, and then this one just kind of became the random kind of catch-all. The Hespori weapon was like super nifty for the first little bit, but as soon as I got rid of it, or as soon as I got upgrades, I got rid of it. Yeah, just miscellaneous stuff. You know, boss heads, rings, the capes, or like the hoods for the capes, shit like that. But yeah, let's pop the collection log. Did a lot of, I said collection log. Let's pop the combat tasks first. Did a lot of bosses that I wouldn't necessarily like try or do in the main game, or haven't tried or done yet in the main game. Did a lot of chambers, not a lot, but did a decent amount of chambers as Eric, and that's really given me the motivation or the hope to start doing that in the main game. Same thing with Theater of Blood. I had a lot of fun doing Theater of Blood. Obviously doing, rushing hard mode Theater of Blood for guaranteed purples was super fun. But I know that I'm just like by no means able to do Theater, like hard mode top, in the main game anytime soon. So, pulling out the collection log now. Just gonna roll through this probably quickly. If I didn't say it already, this is definitely gonna be a longer video. Sire sucked, but whatever. Hydra. Again, I was really hoping for the Dragon Hunter Lance. Would have been fun. Araxor was cool. I did end up getting this, but since the drop's completed, it's cool. Barrows, fun. Again, Brad Fida, just minus the pet, minus the pet, minus the pet. Got the 1 Corp KC for the task. Crazy Archaeologist. This last league, 1 Fedora was my final task to get me to the point threshold. And I ended up with 7 of them in this league, so that was fun. Always gambled my fight caves, or my fire capes. Never got lucky with that. Grotesque Guardians was a lot of fun. Did 55 regular for the combat achievements. And then I think another 80 or 90 or so for the Echo Boss. The Echo Boss was a blast. And then with the T-Bow, I was basically getting like 35, 40 second KC with that. And that was sick as hell. Hespori, again, that was all whatever it is, the Echo Hespori. 1 Inferno, which is sick. KBD was a lot of fun. I was kind of AFK grinding regular KBD in an effort to get the Visage because, free points, more or less. Obor, did quite a bit. Did some Obor. Soracnus, yeah, pet at 50 KC. I got a lot of pets this league, and I'm super stoked about that. Last league, I didn't get a single pet. So this league, I got kind of lucky. Scurious, that was a very easy way to train combats in the beginning. I think the spine ended up being like a 1 in like 6. 1 in like 4 or 6, if I'm not mistaken. Skatizo, I actually didn't get shit from Skatizo. 10 KC for the task, did not get anything. Greenlogged Venenatus, so that was pretty cool. Spindel was kind of being stingy with me, so I did end up going to Venenatus for the ring, and it took me damn near 500 KC. Like 420-ish, 420-ish, 416 or whatever that is. Fedion, or Calvarion, whatever. Very chill. Winter Todd, I only went for 50 KC. 50 KC actually put me exactly at the 25 mil mark, and that's where I wanted to stop. So, Chambers Xeric, decently lucky. About 30 total combined KC. I think 1 or 2 of these was solo, if I'm not mistaken. Learning Chambers Xeric and doing that boss fight or doing that fight alone was pretty fun. Tecton just sucked based on the combat relics I had and the weapons that I had, unfortunately. Tob, this is where the money was. Yeah, 6 Sangs. One of them turned into the holy one, the owl Sang. Let's see, I think I had, it was like 35 hard mode and like 25 regular. So damn near like 60 KC. No mega vouchers. I hadn't even seen a mega voucher for the first like 60 KC, and then just in this amount, ended up seeing, I think, 5. Some buddies from my clan, shout out to those guys, hit me up one day, and we actually got back 3 mega rare vouchers. I got one, buddy in the clan got one, and then I got a second one. So that was Tebow, Scythe, and it was pretty kick-ass. Obviously didn't have Toa, so that's whatever. Like I said, green locked beginner clues, easy clues, nothing, eventful. Never lucky on the medium clues, but there was a task to do like 75, and I just stopped. For some reason, medium clues are super hard to collect in my area, in my region, sorry. Hard clues, super easy peasy. Elites, there's a task to do 25, or get 25 clogs, and I just wasn't getting lucky with that, so again, just gave up on it. Only 4 masters, though, which kind of sucked. Nothing crazy this year. Last year, I ended up getting 2 gilded, which is pretty kick-ass, but, nothing crazy. Minigames, just kind of quickly scrolled through all these. Sepulcher, fun. Mahogany Homes, it was cool that you could do Mahogany Homes no matter what your regions were, but you couldn't redeem the rewards, so that kind of sucked. Shades, I didn't end up doing any shades, just wasn't really interested in it. Doing it as an Iron Man was pretty miserable. As a main, definitely less miserable. Soul Wars, again, easy peasy way to get pure essence, that kind of crap. Temple Trek, I didn't end up getting the boots, so it's kind of funny. Tithe Farm was actually so easy with the Overgrown perk or relic, so just had a blast with that. So here's the pets. Like I said, Venenatus, 3 herons, which is just gross. Rocky, Rift, Sriracha. Like I said, 1 Skelly. Easy. Let's take a look. I don't think I never got any more mimes. Just now looking at that. Yep, here's Revenants. I think it was definitely over 1100 when I got the crossbow. But big money right here with all these relics. Did a lot of rooftops. Couldn't use them, so whatever. Shooting stars was basically my go-to for 99 mining, and I really kind of wish I hadn't done this, but every time I got done with a star, I would just drop my Stardust. It would have been neat to see how much Stardust I ended up having at the end. But, nothing crazy. More pets. Again, a little bit of Slayer stuff. 4 broken hostas, they came as completed, but 4 hostas, which it was interesting. Every time I would get one, it would pop up as a collection log slot, so that was kind of neat, I guess. And then, 13 blood shards, so my Death's Coffer had like 250 mil in it, so that was kind of nutty. Tormented Demons, did a little bit of those, wasn't lucky by any means. and just kind of a little bit of everything. So, yeah, that's really kind of it. I really enjoyed this league. I hate to say it, I really don't care for much of the rewards this league, but I had an absolute blast doing it. I definitely am looking forward to taking it easy for a little bit, just kind of chilling. I'm looking forward to getting into raids in the main game, and just kind of getting back into the swing of things. Like I said, probably going to take a little break, but just going to be chill. This is another one of those videos where I can just kind of look back on and enjoy the time that I had. But yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching, and I guess I'll do another one of these next year if League 6 comes out.